Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages. Now, before we get in today's review, first impression, this is going to be like a weird one. It's like a first, second, or second, first, I don't know. Some sort of impression. Because I've already dealt with this company once before, and there's a couple of things I want to address here. So the company I'm talking about today, I'm sure a lot of us have seen them. They're called Obalus or Obalus or something like that. And I've heard it so many different ways. So this company, they claim that their reels don't backlash. Well, let me just put it like this. Don't backlash. When I tested out this first reel, from the first cast, I should have known that there was something going on. Because I cast it out, and the very first thing that happened was, it was a tiny little backlash. And I said, okay, let me try to make the adjustment. I made the adjustment. But instead, I don't know what happened. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse until we were sitting at, I'm going to call it a disco reel, because it had an afro like this. So he said, oh no, that's a defective model. So go ahead and they send their upgraded model. I haven't tested it out yet, but I'll tell you what, it does feel better than what the original did. As you can see, let me just bring it back over here. There's differences in it. Let's just flip this around. Okay, there's differences. Whether the physical differences are a reflection of what the mechanical differences are going to be, that's something else that's left to be figured out. Now, one of the things that I did notice is they said it's, you know, like backlash, that it's not going to backlash on me. I said, okay, I'm still iffy about that. And I'm trying to get this open. Hold on. I mean, pretty much from what I looked at, there's basically the same internals that they had with the original. But they didn't stop there. This one here is their Obsidian or something like that. Then they send their Cobra Strike, which is supposed to be a little bit different. And I'll tell you what, they do feel different from each other. This one has, it's like, oddly, it feels a little bit lighter, but it feels a little bit sturdier for some reason. This one, let me see, what was it? It has, like, on the brake system, it goes up to 12. This one goes up to 10, I think. No, this one has no numbers on it. It's just an arrow. But I believe it's 10. But, I mean, okay, I'll tell you what. The color pattern, I love this on this one. You know, it's got that trippy, I don't know, like a rainbow type effect, psychedelic type of thing. It's got like this real 80s vibe to it. But, yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm still, you know, kind of, okay, you know what? Let's see what happens. I'm not going to say, you know, run out and get it. Not until I fully test it. To see if these two will backlash as bad as the original. Now, let's put these down. One of the things that I have issues with the company, and they say, oh, we're out of Texas. But when you order it, like, because when these came in, I started asking other people that bought from them, because I get around in the fishing community, so I asked them, if they had heard of this, and I came across quite a few of them that said, yeah, that they ordered it. And I started comparing emails with them because they sent me an email, you know, the order's been shipped, blah, blah, blah. But then I noticed something. They use a company called, I think it's Yinhua or Yinwan, something like that. These reels, they're not coming out of Texas, but yet you're a Texas company. Now you got to do a lot better than that, because if you're a Texas company, you should be producing these in Texas. Okay, not having them shipped out from China. Or, you know, you should be shipping them from Texas, or even better, producing them in Texas. Okay? Their delivery system was horrendous. It wasn't keeping up to date. And then finally it was, what was it? Let me see. Oh, okay. So it was, I believe, on the 8th or the 9th that it said your package is out for delivery. I didn't get it until like the 11th. The 11th. Yeah, it was on the 11th. So it wasn't until the 11th that I got the package. So out for delivery means that means, you know, hey, we just left. We're heading your way to go deliver it. Not, well, we just left and we're on the way to deliver. Really? 2 days to deliver the package when we're just out for delivery? Listen, Obalus, claim you're an American company. Bro, step up your game, man. Step up your game. Produce these. Let me tell you, this is for the better of the company. Okay? Not knocking the product. I'm giving you advice. Produce these here in America. Ship them from America, you know, and when you ship from America, there's couriers that you can use. You want to use FedEx, go use FedEx, UPS, United States Postal Service. There's tons of places that do deliveries, you know. Hell, you could even set one up yourself. Yeah, that's like, you know, my 2 cents there to try to help you guys out. Because, you know, that whole thing of you're a company in Texas, but you're getting these from China. Come on, you got to do better. That's, you know, my 2 cents into it. So, and the other thing is, like with the original reel, they sent out a telescopic rod. You know what? And I'll tell you what, the rod itself, from my original test, the rod was fantastic. Okay, it did hold up. I mean, because I used it with another reel. I had to do what I said I hate doing, which is swapping reels on the rod, but I had no choice. I mean, we had disco reel over here with the afro, you know, it was like down, 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 staying alive. So I had to change it out. But the rod held up very nicely, okay? But so you know what? Yeah, we're gonna throw the OG on this, since they came together as a pair. We'll call it a mated pair. There you go. I now pronounce you rod and reel. You may cast your line. So, that's my 2 cents into this company. I'm looking forward to putting them to the test. And that way I can make my final determination on the reels that they sent out. I'm going to look for rods to pair them up with. And we'll see what happens from there. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification, and hit that thumbs up. That way you know when I post another video. And it helps me out, and it helps the algorithm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's another day. It's a little bit warmer. I'm not going to say it's warm. It's cold out here. It's still cold. It's in the 40s. But at least there's no snow, no ice. So we're going to test these Obalus reels here on land to see if they backlash or not. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going up with the Cobra Strike. We're going to click it. Okay, yep, that looks good to me. So they say do a sidearm cast. Well, that was actually pretty good. No backlash. Huh, look at that, no backlash. Pretty impressed. Let's try that again. Overhand. A little bit, but not bad. Not too bad. Until now. Yeah, not too thrilled with this. No backlash. What's all that about, Obalus? And yet here I am sitting with one. I'm beginning to feel like this is a scam. What is it, like no backlash on your first cast, but all the other ones you're gonna get backlash? Okay, there we go. Let's try this one more time. Sidearm. Well, that was rather interesting. Yeah, no chance. Look at that. There it is. Bird's nest free, huh? Wasn't as bad as the first. Well, let's try one last one. Okay. No backlash. I guess it's going to be hit or miss. Okay, so let's bring up their other ones. Here we go. Here's the other one they sent. There's the other new one. Nope, too fast. Let's tighten that up. Okay, now, there it is. Bring it up. Okay, perfect. Let's give it a little twirl. Seriously? Is it really something that bad? On the first cast, baby. This thing backlashed really hard. Ooh. Okay, so for now, this one, screw. Obalus, you got right now half a point. We're like half and two. And then last but not least, their other one. All right, sidearm. Not bad. Still a little mini backlash, but not as bad. So, final verdict. Their claim is they are ending backlashes. Their claim, backlash free. Yeah, no. Well, let's try one other thing here. Let's throw on the brake. Little tiny thing, but not bad. Yep, and off camera, I try to do another cast. And guess what? Failed spectacularly. Obalus, no. Your claims are completely false. I'm gonna bring up their claim too. I'm gonna bring up their claim to show exactly where they say what I said. Their claim is no backlashes, no bird's nest. Backlash proof casting. Look at right here. Okay, let's highlight this. No, because that thing backlashed. Yeah, they got this 5-part mastery course. Yeah, you could get the same training on YouTube, and probably even better. And quite honestly, I would pay $200 or more for a reel, for a very good reel. Not what they're offering. No way. 3 for 3. 3 for 3 on bird's nests. Well, before it gets any colder, I'm getting inside. All right, now while I was editing the video, I did notice I forgot to include a little bit of information as far as Obalus goes. Those 3 reels from Obalus. I mean, okay, yeah, they backlashed big time, heavily. I mean, nothing else I could have done to change that. Like side casting, maybe if I would have turned up the brake a little bit more, it would have been great. But those reels, I really say that, I'm going to say that, yeah, they'll be good if you're going to do a sidearm cast, if you're going to flip, pitch, but not like long casting, you know, forget about over the shoulder, bomb, send it to Narnia. Okay, forget about that, because you're going to get a massive backlash that you're going to be doing like I did. I spent about an hour trying to get those backlashes out. So don't even think about it. I mean, would I pay for it? You know what? I'd rather invest in, let's say, like Cast King reel, or Abu Garcia, or Luz, or Bass Pro, or Shimano. You know, invest in a real brand. Okay. Now, some of the issues that I had, your website, the claim to your reels is that no more backlash. Well, I kind of proved that to not be true. So you might want to walk that back a little bit and kind of change the pitch. Okay, because I can guarantee you, I'm not going to hold back on this, okay? It's nice looking. The product is very nice looking. I'm not just thrilled that with a product that says no backlashes, it's backlashing. I mean, for me to take about an hour to get rid of the backlashes on 3 reels, come on. No backlashing, huh? My Abu Garcia, I rarely backlash on it. Once in a while, it'll backlash. And normally that's my fault. But this, I treated that just like I treat my Abu Garcias. Yeah, y'all got to do better than that, okay? Maybe, sit down, revisit everything, kind of think about how marketing goes. And, and you got that video there in the tutorial with that guy there. Oh, no. He's teaching how to reel the whole thing wrong. It's terrible instruction. You don't reel a bait caster like that. Come on. I've been doing it for far too long. So, yeah, you know what? The video tutorials, they need to be redone again. I'll put it like this. They have tutorials. They need to be redone. The reels, like I said, the reels look nice. They're functional. I did come across one of the reels where it was kind of jamming up, the release switch in the back. It was kind of just jamming up. It didn't want to pop up. You got to finagle it a little bit. But I think they can do better. I really think that they can do better. And I mean, I do have a couple of other ideas, but you know what? My ideas don't come for free, so I'm not going to put them in here. What this is all about is the review. And like I said, the long cast, don't try it. Unless you like crank down on the bail, just like crank down on the tension and crank up the brakes. That's the only thing I can see possibly working. But setting it up like the normal way I set my reels up, not working. Not working at all. I'm sorry. Sidearm cast, not hard. Light sidearm cast, yes. Little pitch, little flip, yeah. That would work. But send it to Narnia? You try to send it to Narnia, it's going to go about maybe 30, 35 feet. And then you're going to look down and your reel is going to look like buckwheat with the afro. So trust me, you don't want to go there. So that was the little part that I've kind of forgot to enter into this. But until next time, keep them lines tight. Peace out.